What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Modern Warfare 2, and in this video I wanted to go over a couple of things about the game. So obviously Modern Warfare has been out for a little over a week now, and I feel like a lot of players have probably been on the game a good amount. I would even bet that most people are probably level 55 now, and well, unfortunately going past 55 is not going to matter, even when they add double XP into the game, and or like the double XP weekends into the game. It's unfortunately not going to matter. Which, if I did have to guess, I would almost bet that most of the players are probably going to want a regular prestige system back, but honestly, there's really no point of talking about this now because, well, I don't think that's going to be added into the game, and I also wanted to go over some stuff about Modern Warfare, so I'm sure a lot of players have been watching a lot of YouTubers and stuff talking about how broken this game actually is, and honestly, I really cannot deny stuff and or cover for anything, honestly, because I can definitely see how Modern Warfare is kind of messed up and or broken in a lot of ways. I mean, we don't even have a barrack system. You can't even look at your stats. I do believe hardcore is still not in the game as well. At least I haven't honestly taken notice of it because I've pretty much been only playing invasion and or like hardpoint. That's pretty much it because I'm trying to level up the weapons a little bit quicker, which does seem to literally take forever, by the way, my goodness. And the rocket launchers might take like 29 years to level up, but then again, when you have the weapons at only level 15 or level 20, I had a feeling the XP was going to be increased on them to make like the playtime longer and all that on the game, which I understand that, but bro, I don't think people are going to want to mess with these weapons for days on end, and or if they don't have a lot of time to play, they're probably going to end up leveling up one of their favorite weapons, and then that's pretty much it after that. And I do want to know, guys, by the way, what do you think about the leveling up system on this game? I know it's a big talk on Modern Warfare right now, so for example, in order to get a lot of the attachments unlocked on certain weapons and or like optics and stuff like that, you obviously have to use every single weapon and or use a specific weapon in a different class. Like if you wanted this red dot, you have to use like a pistol or like a sniper or something weird like that, just to put that red dot on like the MP7 and or the Vel 46, whatever you want to call that. Now, some might argue to a certain extent that yes, this is a different type of progression to give players a chance to use other weapons, but let's be honest though, once the game's been out for a bit, I would say a lot of players are probably going to settle back down to some of the more meta type of weapons, for example, the M4 and or the MP5, because for some odd reason, the only weapon I've died from basically on Modern Warfare is the AK and the M4, which I understand because they're going to be really good, but again, once the game's out for a bit, players are going to go back to some of those better weapons, and if you guys do want to use your one favorite weapon on Modern Warfare just to try to have some fun, you may not have your red dot sight on there and even some of the barrels or something like that, depending on what weapon you might be using. You will be forced to use other weapons in that one class to get them unlocked, and when it comes to optics though, you may have to use a different weapon with an entire different tree of progression in order to get that one optic unlocked, which I would have to guess a lot of players are probably not going to be fans of that, and I did mention it in a different video as well that I do think the progression on the weapons itself is going to be a little bit weird because I feel like it might take a while to do so, and if you guys are trying to go after like the main Orion camo or whatever it's called, you're probably going to be using some of these weapons for a long time, especially the rocket launchers. My goodness, I have no idea what's going on over there, but I think a lot of players have a right to be angry because this game really did release without a lot of stuff. We have no hardcore mode, the progression's kind of non-existent. You can go after camos and all that, which every single Call of Duty has had camo unlocks, and I feel like that's not really a new type of thing. At least they did take a different approach to it, so it might not be as grindy in an aspect, I guess, because you pretty much only have like 4 camos per most of the weapons, and then like 2 or something like that with the rocket launchers if you include the gold camo unlock for them. Same with the weapons for that matter, but even then, a lot of players are probably noticing that the leveling system on the weapons is still going to take forever. Luckily, the challenges for the guns are going to be a lot easier, but what's really the point if you don't actually know what you're going toward and or what you want to go after in the game? I personally think they should be able to add the progression and all that into the game a little bit more when it comes to like stats and barracks. I do think it's kind of hilarious how you literally cannot look at your KD ratio and or track how many kills you actually have on your account. Hopefully that will be added pretty fast because I'm really surprised that's not in the game. Now, one of the other things I wanted to talk about in this video is probably going to be the maps because I feel like a lot of the players are probably not going to be big fans of the maps in the game. Honestly, what I have seen so far, there's like maybe 1 or 2 maps I can tolerate and have a little bit of fun on, but even then I would say they're not going to be all that fun. I'm sure you guys saw Embassy, which has a lot of doors on it. Most of the game does have a lot of doors in pretty much every map, but Embassy is definitely pretty insane. Some of the maps I don't know what it is, but I could be imagining things like that Fortress map. I feel like you can get shot from way too many angles on many of these maps as well, which can get pretty annoying, and With the really fast time to kill on Modern Warfare 2, you're probably not going to have time to react to pretty much anything at all unless that person misses a lot of shots on you, which normally you pretty much get destroyed before they can even do anything and or think about it anyway, so there's not much you can do there. And if you guys are trying to run out in the middle of the map or something like that, you're probably going to go, oh, let's go get some kills, but there's probably a bunch of different places they're looking at you, like in a window, in a doorway, or something like that, pretty much watching you from behind a truck on the other side of the map with a sniper, and there's really not much you can do in that situation. I feel like a lot of the maps do seem to be like that. I was reading or something like that and watching other YouTubers, and they were saying that, like, apparently some of the maps were removed because of, like, copyright issues or something like that, which is kind of insane, but I guess that stuff can definitely happen with some of the maps if they're too close. Maybe they don't want, like, the violence or something like that, or the gunplay. I really don't know what it is, but regardless, though, it's definitely a pretty interesting topic because obviously the game is missing some of the maps there, and I feel like a lot of players are probably going, well, these 5 or 6 maps, I do believe something like that is how many there are in the game, and I don't know about you guys, but I only get like 1 or 2 maps half the time when I play, and that's kind of annoying because I do want to see the other ones more, and I'm pretty much getting to a point where I'm backing out of some of the maps I don't like because, for example, the border crossing map is probably the worst map in the entire game. My goodness, I cannot stand how that map is designed. There's way too many open areas, all the cars are always blown up, and people are like head glitching through like the windows of the cars, and it honestly, I don't really know who thought that map was a good idea, but then again, I feel like most players probably hate that map too, so I'm probably not the only one there. And one thing I was also noticing was the fact that some of the maps seem to cater to the camping and or the sentinel type of gameplay, and or like if someone's trying to play that way in that style. I really don't understand how it's fun sitting in a corner with an M4 and then completely obliterating someone trying to run around the map, but then again, with the footsteps being how they are, which honestly don't really seem to be all that bad compared to the beta and or the demo. At least that's what I have noticed, so maybe there's a little bit of leeway there, but with someone sitting in a corner like that and then you run back to that area and they're still sitting there with like claymores everywhere, like, bro, what is you doing? Like, for real, like, I just don't understand it, to be honest, but that's probably just how Call of Duty is going to be. But I do want to know what you guys think about this in the comments below, because I really do feel like Modern Warfare 2 could be a really good game, which it most likely will be in like 5 or 6 months from now, which seems to be a pretty big trend with many games nowadays not being good on release and or missing all kinds of content for that matter. I would say one of the only good games we've had, though, is going to be Elden Ring. My goodness, I love Elden Ring, and I cannot wait for the DLC to come out on that, guys. That's going to be insane, but until then, we are going to have to deal with some of these other games not releasing with stuff they should actually have. Like, how in the world do we not have hardcore on Call of Duty? Like, what is actually happening? And that kind of brings me to another topic I wanted to go over, which is going to be the UI on Modern Warfare 2. This is a really big topic right now on this game because it is honestly pretty confusing on how to navigate things and or look at some items, and for some odd reason you really don't even know you unlock stuff half the time either. Like, I was getting camos unlocked, and all I would get with like a little trophy on my screen. That's what I've been going by now when I get camos unlocked, because it doesn't actually tell you anything. And I feel like a lot of players are going to get annoyed trying to go through the menu and look at certain things, and or, you know, trying to figure out like an insane math algorithm trying to get one item unlocked on their weapon. Like, who was actually thinking about this UI that this would be a good idea? I feel like Modern Warfare 2019 was a little bit better. They somehow made Modern Warfare 2 even worse with that, and it's kind of insane the fact that this game did release in a worse state than 2019. I really don't know how that's possible, so hopefully we're going to see some crazy updates with Modern Warfare 2 in the future, but to be honest, guys, I would say as of right now, if you were planning on getting this game, I would honestly look away for just a little bit, at least until they do get some more stuff straightened out. If you're one of those people that do like looking at your stats and or tracking that, which I would say almost everybody is, you can't even look at that stuff right now, and you can't even jump on hardcore. Let's say you wanted to level up some of the pistols. You will not be able to do that because for some odd reason they have not added that into the game at the moment. I'm sure it will come, but again, those are some of the things we should have on release with it. And if it is promised to you, I would say they should have that in the game on release with no questions about it, to be honest. And you will also have to go through the insane UI on this game once again, trying to figure out what's unlocked for one specific weapon that you might want to use, which I would say is probably going to be a bit of a nuisance for many players. But again, guys, let me know your thoughts on Modern Warfare 2 so far in the comments below, and I guess all we can do right now is hope this game will improve in the future.